Buenos días. Thank you very much for this invitation. Humanity is not growth and material procurement that will result in our children and grandchildren receiving a planet unable to cultivate their dreams and support their lives. We need to move beyond sustainability, beyond practices. We must develop a concept of landscape that is truly vital, returning to our roots. We need to foster a culture of leadership that emanates from a sense of deep devotion for the natural world. As a mother, as a Latin America, as a landscape architect, I am here to say we need to act. It needs to happen. It must happen. It is going to happen. 40 years ago, I saw an image that will change the way I see and think about our world. It was an image of the air, immense, vibrant, a shining marble of blue oceans, green forests, brown mountains. Oh. They don't like me. Anyway, I have more time. Stop that. Yes, this is a wonderful world, yes. Since then, I am fascinated by the air, a complex system. It's air, oceans, land life, and energy, all blending together into a single organism. Imagine how it looks like a girl, to me, a student, seeing for the first time my country, my planet. It was amazing. I was a little girl in Colombia. My parents' home and Eden Garden was my world. I was born in the coffee region. I grew to discover it day by day, and I love what I learned about it. A rich tapestry, snow mountains, cloud forest, tiny farms, coffee, our quintessential crop, butterflies, birds, all kinds of little animals, villages, small villages and towns, an exceptional pattern of a sustainable and productive landscape that is unique and represents the symbol of the coffee worldwide, a social well-being with a strong bond with the nature, a place to be happy. At a very early stage of my life, I found a language which helped me to connect to the world, to people, and to other countries. This is and is the language of the landscape. It's a language without boundaries, and it travels freely and safely among the peoples of the world. Speaking this very unique language, I have always felt that the world is what we make of it. I just have to find the time and the way to connect, that I could make my own contribution. My home, a living heritage where we work and live, must be well kept and conserved. And coming back from England, I said to myself, I must do something. Life has brought us now to a point where the landscape and the landscape profession reconciliation is essential. We are living in a connected, global, virtual society. We need global initiatives to restore and heal the air, as well as local efforts to transcend the obstacles inherent to the new paradigm. It has been a long journey since 2005, when as IFLO president, I was invited to attend the European Landscape Convention third meeting. That meeting was an inspiration. Since then, Ltda has been promoting the idea of International Landscape Convention. Instead of taking a global approach, UNESCO has advised us to work within the regions. So you can see landscape charters are on the way: Asia Pacific, Latin America, Africa, Canada, but no United States and no India. So I invite you to please come and follow this initiative. But what is the Latin American Landscape Initiative? It's a bottom-up network integrated by common interest, dynamic. It comes from Ltda, but is now open to the participation of groups at local and regional levels. Our initiative includes landscape architects, built environmental professionals, lawyers, civil society. The recognition, the protection, management, and sustainable planning of the Latin American landscape are fundamental multidisciplinary, and the diversity in our collective honors this. 2 weeks ago, we have a wonderful meeting in Tucumán, Argentina. In a very inspiring workshop, we designed a roadmap, achieve that will lead to a reconciliation through the eyes of a new landscape justice, headed for a Latin American Landscape Convention. The agreement jointly and in accordance to our diversity acknowledge that the landscape is an exceptional, fragile, and transitory resource, the crucible of the intangible of Latin American communities, a cultural, social, and environmental common good, which brings a remarkable historical and anthropological legacy, a right that we are able to enjoy, which generates commitments and responsibilities. And from the right to the landscape in Latin America, we need to show the value and power of the landscape profession. Creating places that are sociocultural, responsible, and sustainable is at the heart of what we do. The power of our profession is to show that places can be healthier, fairer, resilient, and greener, and that investment in landscape is not a cost, but a saving. It is a strategically designed tool that opens civil society, both physically and metaphorically. But we have to make clear that what we do is essential. We need to measure and evaluate what we do. The profession needs to communicate it to the society, public policy, developers, and consultants. We have to be ready to stand up and demonstrate the social environmental value about what we have achieved. And coming back to my homeland, I'm very delightful to tell you that in 2011, it was declared as UNESCO World Heritage Cultural Site. And the defines as landscape and built environmental profession is how this sustainable and productive landscape could be adapted to meet contemporary demands without compromising the identity and values. What a wonderful time to be a landscape architect. This is a little boy so happy because we designed a park for him, for his friend, for his family, in a very poor area, creating better places for people and the planet, allowing us to build for happiness and well-being. The delightful air contains everything we hold dear: the joy of a children, a quiet sunset, the coffee we drink, all the hopes and dreams for well-being. Today, this world looks small, fragile, and it behooves landscape architects to work as we truly should, as ambassadors for the air landscape. This will lead to reconciliation and protection, not only for the environment, but also for those who are oppressed. Gracias.